I have a lot on my mind. There is a difference between understanding and living by the law of the Old Testament and understanding and living by God, who is of all. I wonder how many understood what I just said. There's a difference between living by and following the laws that were represented in the Old Testament, which were given to Moses, and a difference between understanding and following God, who is everything. There's a difference. There's a difference. Following God requires a degree of deep relationship with Him, to where He literally tells you, teaches you, and guides you Himself, which is a Paul experience. Following the laws is more superficial. I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's superficial. A lot of times laws will be followed on the outside. You'll do it to where people can see, but then you'll turn around and break those laws in secret and hide it. A lot of times following the laws are superficial. Here's you an example that is not even Bible related. You're driving down the road, the speed limit sign says 25 miles per hour. You've lived there long enough that you know that there's no cop on this stretch. He normally sits on the other stretch where it gets up to 35 miles per hour. So on this stretch that's 25 miles per hour, you're like, I'm late. I'm just going to go a little bit faster since nobody's here to catch me breaking the law. See what I'm saying? It's superficial. Superficial. You can obey laws to where you're pleasing others that see you all day long, and then turn around and break the same things because people aren't watching you. It's superficial. Very few of people will take the laws to a degree of sincerity that 25 mile speed limit sign, no matter if you're late, feel bad, or anything else, you're going to obey that 25 mile speed limit sign. There's very few people out there that will really be that truthful to the detail, to the letter. Very few. So when I say that there's a difference between following the laws in the Old Testament versus following God, I'm saying that when you've got to that place that it's not about what people see of you, it's about understanding how He wants you to operate for the good of everyone. It's understanding Him personally, His voice, how He talks to you, how He relays the information to you that you need to function for Him, for the good of everyone, not just yourself, not just for Him, for everyone. Because our walk is not just about me being happy. Our walk is about us coming back to that place of being in that garden of absolute peace and serenity. So you have to get to a place that God and His Spirit and will direct and guide everything in your life. Your mind has to get to a place that it's not focused on self, it's focused on Him and the Father's intention for that long-term goal. Now, He's going to do things in my life to bless me, make me happy. There are times He asks me to do things I don't want to do, But isn't that the same with parents and their kids? They're going to do things to treat and take care and bless their kids. But there are times they're going to look at the kids and say, you have to sweep and mop the floors, and you have to take out the trash, and you need to wash that dirty dog, And you don't want to do those. You want to just go on and doing whatever, drawing, watching TV, playing your video games, right? That's what you want to do. Well, it's the same with God. You have to get to a place that you hear him and are doing what he has called you to do for the good of all. Like the family unit, you function and work together for everyone in the household to be happy as a family. When you don't have everybody working and pulling their weight and sharing in the burden, the good and the bad, after a while you have that headbutting and things start falling apart, and you have a lot of tension and problems because somebody's just decided that they're better than somebody else and they're not going to pull their weight. They want to be rebellious. They want to be top dog, which is what the devil wanted when he was in heaven and glory. He wanted all the focus to be on him and how great he was. And he sowed the seed of discord that led so many to fall. Well, it's the same with the churches. All of us should be on the same page, working for the same purpose unto Christ. That all of us come to this place of love and understanding and submission to God, that he can use our lives and lead us in our lives, that we will finally feel that last covenant, the Davidic covenant, and that reign of peace will come upon the earth, and that his Holy Spirit will be the habitation thereof, is what the Bible says. But we get so fixated on doing it by the laws. And the laws, like I said, are very superficial. You're trying so hard to live by all the laws of the tabernacle. But even the laws say if you mess up one, you're guilty of all. Why would you be guilty of all? You're guilty of all because in the moment you mess up one, then you've rebelled against God. And he is your primary. He is your head, right? And that rebellion or disobedience is what caused the devil to fall. That rebellion and disobedience is what made Adam and Eve fall. You lost the splendor of Eden because they didn't follow God. They were disobedient to one thing. So it's not about filling the law. You're going to fall short in the law. You are going to fall short in so many ways with the law. And the law in that moment, you're automatically condemned. So if you're trying to live your life as a good Christian following those laws, you're already messing up. All right. You need to get your mind on the 2 commandments Jesus Christ taught on. Love God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and might, and love thy neighbor as thyself. And when you stop and look at those 2 clauses, selfishness is not in there. It's not about what I want. It's not about filling my need. It's not about me being lifted up. It's not about everybody acknowledging how great I am. It's not about how blessed and beautiful my life is. It's about me embracing who he is and embracing my neighbor or those around me that I help to make everyone's life a better life. And that's not easy, because sometimes you look at people and you're like, well, they bring all those problems in their life. Well, yeah, I could think of a lot of times I've brought stuff in my life that's stupid. It's called dealing with flesh. And if you're going to sit there and pick and choose who you're going to help, now, then you're being a respecter of persons. God did not say, and Jesus Christ did not say in those 2 commandments, you can pick and choose who you're going to love. You're going to pick and choose who you can listen to. You can pick and choose who you deal time with. Yeah, there's a degree that you have to set up some boundaries. There is. But when you set up boundaries to a point and make it quite clear, you aren't interested in loving that individual despite everything in their life that makes you uncomfortable, you're missing God. You know, God said, come as you are. Do you think he's very happy with all of us? Goodness, no. How many times have we really been so rebellious and even disgusting toward God? And he still loves you. He still loves you. You know, I might back away from people to where I don't socialize with them quite as much because I realize we're hitting each other wrong way. And it's not in the sense of sharpening swords. It's really just wrong way. It's not edifying, encouraging, uplifting any one of us, right? So when you have that kind of environment happening, you do have to separate, right? Until one or both of you get to a place that you realize these things need to be handled differently, and you can see where you're not walking wise as a serpent and gentle a dove with that person. Okay, it takes time to step back from some people and ask God, why can't I talk with this person? Why is it every time we talk, everything just ends up in an argument? What is it that I'm missing that is keeping me from connecting with them? Now, you see that the entire time I'm saying, what is it about me that I need to work on? I'm not backing out and staying away from them because they're an ugly person. I'm not judging them. I've backed out because I recognize something is wrong with me that I can't communicate and have a relationship with them and keep the peace. That's a me problem. You know, when you back out of a situation because you're sitting there, they just like to argue. They are just rude. They just don't want to listen. They're a troublemaker, and you just shut it off. In that moment, you've made it clear that you think they're the problem, right? And you can't do that. You're judging them. And only person you can judge and work on, right here. And if I have to look at you and tell you, you can't talk about that around me, or you need to stop talking about that around me, I've already made it quite clear. I've got a problem. Not you. I've got a problem. The moment you're shutting everybody else so you can be happy, you've got a problem. They don't. You've got a problem because you don't want to hear them. You know. There's a difference. This is the last time I'm going to say it. There's a difference between trying to live by and follow the laws of the Old Testament and learning to live by and follow the voice of God in your life. There is a difference. There's a difference. And we need to take the time to understand the difference between the two, and that we're not living this life to condemn one another. We're living this life to get in unity with God so that we can bring that unity and peace upon the earth that he said would be here when he came again, his second coming, to the fulfilling of the Davidic covenant. The difference is between following the laws and following God. There's a difference. Learn it. Love you guys. Bye.